Welcome back. This is Siobhán, the Celtic Empath. Also Orza, which is my recently given galactic shamanic name. I am based here in Ireland, and I am recently qualified as a aura and RAAH hypnosis therapist and RAAH Reiki energy worker. And this is, as I say, recent. I've worked as an energy worker, healer, and also oracle card reader. I keep forgetting to say that. But anyhow, this is part 2 of my shielding videos that I'm making. So I want to convey, I can put part 1 link below in case you just want to catch up with what I was speaking about in relation to shielding and protection. So part 2 is really about now the process of going through a process of shielding, how to do it, how to work with your own energy, and just to increase your own energy vibration, your own resonance, and making your auric field stronger. So this is to work with your own auric field layers in order to help heal it, to help protect it. And this, if there is like negativity, attachments, anything that's doesn't serve you, actually, that doesn't actually need to be in your auric field, that working with shielding is a very simple way of actually helping to push that negative energy out as well. So if there's anything that surrounds you in your environment, your home, maybe where you work, or the people around you, if they're sort of negative vibes or negative places, or infringing on your own auric layer, you know, that you're out in a certain place or workplace or with friends, and you know you don't feel too good after a while being in the company or the presence of a certain person, that's an infringement on your own auric presence, your own auric energy. And so sensitive people and light workers feel this a lot anyway, and you will see that in maybe in how you feel as you go throughout your day, your emotions changing and your thought process is changing as well, and maybe having emotions and thoughts at times that you don't really feel that they're yours or belong to you, or you don't really know where they came from, but then all of a sudden you're just left with them. So all that stuff gets stuck into our auric layers and our auric field, and this is kind of basic 101 energy work, energy clearing. And so in relation to, I spoke a little bit about my Quantum Light Location Telegram group, which is for Irish located people, or for people located on the island of Ireland. A group, it's an energy group that you can contact me for to get the invite link in order to join. So I'm just officially launching that today, on the first day of our Gregorian calendar new year. But okay, so the process of shielding. So this is something that I do twice daily, that I do in the morning time when I get up. So it's quite cold now, so I'm a bit distracted by the cold, so I'm really sorry, but it's actually good, because we're going to start our energy work with actually bringing up some heat energy in our hands. So to start the process off, what I actually like to do, and particularly if you can go outside, it's even better if you can go outside, but I like to start the process by grounding. So this is really important. So we need to ground ourselves to Mother Earth, to Gaia, to the inner earth, perhaps if you feel so called to connect with the inner earth. And so this part is very important of connecting your feet to the ground and imagining roots growing from the soles of your feet deep into the earth, perhaps to inner earth, and running that energy from Mother Gaia up along your legs, up as far as your hip and pelvis area, and let that energy start to freely circulate there. Some people like to visualize a red color, or I like actually to visualize more of a brownish reddish color, like that earthy, real earth tone. is what I like to see. And so let's connect into that. Now, if you like, if you can put your feet even on the ground, wherever you're sitting, and let's just connect into that energy and start drawing the energy up from Mother Earth, envisioning those roots and seeing it running up along your legs and coming up along into your root chakra, which is, of course, a red color. Also, actually, brown is also associated with the root chakra. And so we'll allow that energy just to circulate around our hips, the lower tummy, lower hip pelvis area. And let the roots grow down into the ground as deep as you like. And to let that energy flow, we'll just bring that energy in now. So bringing in that grounding energy. Of course, you can also work with your own crystals. You can have crystals handy. You can have crystals in your socks if it helps to ground you more or to connect with that grounding energy. And so this is a good time now to bring in your crystals, or to light a candle as well would be part of the process. You can light your incense, you can smudge your sage. And at this point, I always like to introduce, now I have a singing bowl, so I use my singing bowl and I like to connect more with that frequency and bring in some sound into my energy work at this point. So you can also do that. If you have a bell or chimes to clear the air, that also is good practice. And so now, the palms of our hands. So anybody that's connected into energy work or healing work, you already know about the palms of our hands, that we have like healing and energy centers that flow from our hands. Of course, they're actually on both sides, because we are powerful beings and we've got an awful lot of power and opportunities for healing that we haven't connected with. But we're going to focus today on the palms of the hands. So you actually have healing energy centers that flow right from the center of the palms here. And so they're like portals. That's what I like to think of them as sometimes, because sometimes it feels like a portal when you have energy flowing through the palm of the hand. And it's just, you can feel like it's like a tunnel coming through. So to me, it feels like more like a portal. And sometimes, depending on what kind of energy work I'm doing, I can actually feel the energy coming from the top of my hand as well. So there's actually more, there's another portal, and there's more heart chakra centers that are coming from the outside of the hands. But we're going to focus on the palms of the hands. So now initially, to start the energy circulating, depending on how you feel, you can rub your hands like this in a clockwise direction, but I generally only do that for just a few turns. I don't do that for very long, but it's just to start the process of saying to the energy, hello, I want to connect and draw the energy. But because we're working internally with our own internal energy fields, with our own internal energy chakra systems, we want to turn the hands anti-clockwise. So that looks anti-clockwise there. It looks the opposite direction, but I'm doing an anti-clockwise motion with the palms of my hands. So we're just connecting with the palms, with the centers, with the heart chakras in the palms of our hands. And like I said in the previous video, you don't have to be a qualified energy worker. You don't have to be initiated into Reiki. You don't have to be initiated into anything to do this process. And this is a brilliant thing to even teach your children as well. This is a way to start connecting into our own energy and feeling the flow of energy that is within us. So my energy now is starting to flow through the palms of my hands. Okay, so I can start to feel the energy for me. Now, don't mind what I'm doing, because this just happens with me with my fingers. There's different reasons for that, but so I can feel the energy ball now. You should feel an energy ball in the center of your palms, between the two. There'll be a feeling of energy and heat. Perhaps for some people, it's often heat. Sometimes it can be cold, cool air. So we're linking into various different elements. So just let that energy flow. Allow your hands to feel it. Feel that energy. It's like in Qigong as well, where people create like energy balls. So this is basically what you're doing as well. You're creating your own energy ball. And even if you can't see it or feel it or get a sense of it, it's still actually there. It's still actually happening, because energy is energy and it flows. So now this is the part of intending to connect with your higher self. The intention is of connecting with the higher self. You've got your energy flowing, it's moving. So now you want to connect energetically with your higher self. And that's all you need to actually do. And we're going to imagine this energy that flows through our hands. Now we're going to give it more life, and we're actually going to allow it to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, so it can flow and move around us. And what we are allowing this energy to do is to expand now, expanding. So we're thinking expansion, expansion, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So the energy is now being created from internally, our internal source, from our energy system, your I am source, your I am love light energy. So you're channeling your I am love light. You're bringing your love light energy source up and around your body and expanding all around you. So you may feel that energy. You may feel it coming all around you. But this is your first process for channeling your own energy source, which is called your own love light. The I am source. The I am that I am. Okay, so allow that to happen and just let it happen. It's kind of the main thing. So the next step is that now that you have brought in your own love light energy, and remember, this is yours in your hands and it doesn't stop flowing. So you can use this energy if you have a pain, if you feel that you need to scan your body, scan your aura, you can use this energy in your hands now to scan yourself to see how are you feeling, what could be in your auric layers around you, and just play with it, discover and see kind of what happens. What sensations do you feel? What happens in your hands? Or just in general, what experience comes out of it? So we're going to invoke now Archangel Metatron. So he is one of the first, most important basic shields. Is asking for Archangel Metatron to come basically with the Metatronic cubic star, which is, there's a geometry. So if you look this up to get a visual image of it, you'll see the Metatron cubic star and what it looks like. If you may already know what this looks like. So this is very strong, very powerful and important shield that we work with. So now that you've actually expanded and work and play with that feeling, that energy of expanding your own energy field first, now we're going to draw in Archangel Metatron. So we call and invoke for the presence of Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron's light is purple. So we will then ask for Archangel Metatron to place a purple shield of protection all around us. So shielding you do tend to work with colors, which is very important. I generally don't work with white because white makes me bright, makes you a light, makes you seen. And if you're not protecting yourself, then you're going to be shining like a big beacon to all of the darkness out there. So what we do is we actually work with color shields instead. It doesn't mean that you're any less brighter or that you're not going to be any less illuminated, or that by not bringing in white light that you won't be the best light worker that you can be. Not at all. It's just a different light. And I believe that Christ himself worked with the golden ray as well. So white light is different. I think you really need to understand what you're doing if you're going to be invoking white light. So working with the Metatron purple light, asking Metatron to place a purple shield of protection around you. So if you're into visualization, you can imagine this purple shield then being placed all around you, and that's encompassing all of your auric layers, all of your auric fields as well. So make it as big as you can to make it big, and to cover you completely. So on the Metatron shield, we can now also ask Metatron and envision putting the cubic star. So when you look this up, you'll see how the cubic star is actually formulated. So we ask for that cubic star to be placed on the front of the shield, and we ask for another cubic star to be placed on the back of the shield, and that is all encompassing. This shield in itself is very powerful, very strong shield. I'm working with this one every day on a daily basis. Even that in itself is something that you're already instigating a positive change, and you're already tuning into a higher frequency and a higher vibe. So the next shield after Archangel Metatron is where I tend to call in the dragons. So I like to work with dragon energy. And now you can call upon any dragon that you like. It can be any specific color, it can be of any specific element, whatever it is that you feel drawn to working with. But when it comes to working with shields and protection, I like to use a fire dragon, or one that will have a golden white light, which will be a fire flame dragon. So I'll call upon and invoke this golden flame dragon to work with me and to place an energy shield all around me of a golden white light fire flame. And so this flame works as a second layer of another shield that goes around your protective force field. So that would be the next step. But of course, if you feel that you want to work with water, or if you want to work with air, there is no reason why you wouldn't and couldn't call upon those elements as well. Because if you are in more alignment with those, then they're going to be equally as powerful for you. For me, the reason I use fire is because fire transmutes. So it's kind of like using the Saint Germain, the purple violet flame of Saint Germain. That fire of that purple flame is used to transmutes negativity. And so anything that's in trying to infringe upon my energy fields and my auric layers, I want it to be transmuted out of my energy fields. I don't want it lingering or being able to stay or attach itself to me, even if it's just a negative thought form from another person, that I'm in the presence of somebody who's just thinking, low vibe, and I'm picking up on that vibe. I don't want that to be lingering or hanging around, particularly if I'm not aware of it at the moment. If I think that I'm taking it on, that it's not actually mine. And that happens. That still happens. Sometimes it takes me a while to process or figure out why I'm feeling a certain way. And I can realize later, oh, now I know it takes the time to process it. So working with our shields in that way is very important. So when you've worked with or brought in your dragon ray, at this point then it's very important to call upon all of your spiritual team and all of your archangels and ascended masters, anybody and everybody, whoever it is that you want to work with, that you call upon them for this process, to enhance and to make the process of shielding and building your shields stronger, so that they are then actively working on your energetic field as well at the same time. And then after that, the next step that I have Now, I know this may sound a little bit longer than what it is, but then I have what I consider to be a 2-minute meditation, and it's called the Golden Infinity Breath. So this is where, again, I'm working with, or where I hope you will work with, the golden light. So going inward, and this is to do with the breath. So it's to align with the breath within your energy work. So that on each in-breath, you start to visualize within each chakra along the body, start to visualize a golden light inside of each chakra. And you see this golden light in here resonating away. And with your in-breath, each and every time, you start to see the golden light actually shining brighter and getting bigger. So, and on each out breath, you're just releasing everything out that's inside, that the golden light is shining a light on, that doesn't serve you anymore, that doesn't need to be in there, that things that maybe you need to look at that can be dealt with and that can be cleansed or detoxified out of you. So that's the out breath, get it all out with that. So each and every time you breathe in, the golden light will be getting bigger and brighter. And on the out breath, you're allowing the golden light to push out through your body, out through each and all auric layer. All that negativity leaves, it's going. And so try to stick with this for up to 2 minutes, taking a deep breath in and then releasing it out. And on each time you see this golden light getting bigger and bigger. So eventually each golden light within your chakra is actually quite big. It's radiating out, and it can be all actually encompassing. This golden light can be so big it can be outside of your body now at this point, so that maybe all you see is golden light and you don't really even see yourself anymore. You just see yourself radiating with golden light. So it's at this point to seal the work that you've done, to seal this golden breath infinity meditation, is then within the golden light with each one. When you have gotten it to the size that you're happy with, the radiation that you're happy with, then start to visualize the infinity sign, which is the figure of 8 within each golden ball, where each golden ball started. So you place an infinity symbol into each one. And you take that in and allow that, and that is going to seal the work that you've done. This is very precious and very important. And so you can stick with that process for as long as you like. Of course, I guess it's easy to say sometimes if you do it for maybe 5 minutes or more, that it can be more beneficial. Yes, it is. I guess the more we do things, the more we stick with things, the more often we practice things, the more benefits we do get. But only through the process of not actually forcing ourselves. So like, just don't force yourself to do something, just do with it and stick with the process for what you can do at the time. And so finally, the last thing, when you've all of that work done, and now at this point, this might only take you 10 minutes, this work. You don't have to spend ages doing this, because you're setting the intention each time that you start a process. So the intention is that you want to start grounding yourself. So you don't have to, put such pressure and put such effort into it that you're there for 10 minutes trying to ground yourself and trying to feel everything in the whole lot. If you have the time in your day to be able to sit down and do that, then brilliant, and do it when you're relaxed, not if you're making yourself do it. So to finish everything off, because we are uplifting our frequency and our vibration, what we want to do is to call in Archangel Michael's the blue cloak of invisibility. And this was one thing that I picked up from, I think it was Diana Cooper. And this was absolutely amazing when I used this. But what I didn't realize is that I needed to use it every day, twice a day. But now I know better. So to seal everything off, to cover everything, basically to fully put yourself into protection after you've done that type of energy work. And before you were to do energy work with people, if you're working on people, that this process of shielding yourself and then requesting for Archangel Michael's blue cloak of invisibility to be placed now down all around you and to shroud you, that this process is very important for your energy field. So with that, that is basically the process for my Telegram group. I've actually written and typed it out in file format, so it'd be easier to follow. I am going to make like a little voiceover of the Golden Breath Infinity meditation, which is my own meditation, and it's my own process, something that I use as well in order to bless and seal my own chakras. So that is really it. Yeah, I guess it would be great to subscribe to my channel or to give me a thumbs up or something or other, because, you know, I don't know, all of us light workers, we all need to start taking over the platforms and start getting out there more with our work, with our intuitive work. All of us creatives, really. At the end of the day, we're just creative beings living creatively, and this is the expression of my creativity. From me to you, it's part of my service, a service to myself, but also a service to all of you and to humanity as well. And you know, don't forget, light workers and healers that are watching this video, even if you don't identify as a light worker or healer, if you've made it all this way to the end of this video, then maybe you are more of a light warrior than you realize. But there I am rambling again. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, just, yeah, do all the business down below. I'll put relevant links and stuff into the description box. There's a little arrow to go down. So yeah, follow my work, do whatever, all of that. Yeah, because we just all need to get ourselves out there more, don't we? So with that, I'm off now to light my fire because I'm bloody freezing. So thank you for watching, and let me know whether or not this actually helps or not. But please be kind. Whatever you do, just be kind.